how much money did you make last year before taxes?
Before taxes?
I don't think anyone has any fucking clue. I think everyone thinks like, oh, Maxx is like struggling right now. Like we got to buy some shirts to help dude eat.
Oh, I think they should do that. $18 million.
Really?
Yes. I made 15.9, we'll call it 16, $15.9 million with Sour Strips and social media.
That was profit?
Fuck no.
No, I'm saying how much money did you make last year before taxes? Before you paid taxes, how much money did you make? Profit, what you were paid?
Oh, I have no idea. I just look at the top line number.
I was like, holy shit, $15 million.
I just look at how much money is in the bank account, and then I just look at like top line.
Okay, so we don't know still, but it's okay.
I mean, less than that. I don't even know percent. I'm not a numbers person. I'm not like people say I'm a business owner or whatever. I'm actually the worst business owner ever. Because if you were like, Max, what is your actual gross margin? What is your CAC? What is your customer acquisition cost? I have no idea. Literally zero idea.
It's doing well. The lights are on.
I just know.
To pay people.
Here's how I know if my business is growing. Okay, I look at my bank account like 7 times a day, and I'm not even exaggerating. And each day, 7 times, but each morning, if it's growing, then I think the business is succeeding. If it goes down, bad time.
What number would you take right now for Sour Strips to walk away? Like, let's just say.
Such a loaded question.
Reese's comes in and says, hey, Max, we're going to give you a check for $50 million to buy Sour Strips, and you're out.
Why do you pronounce it Reese's?
Reese's.
A Reese's. Like
Reese's.
a Reese's cup.
What do you draw, like when you color something? What is that called?
Orange.
No, what?
A crown.
Crayon.
Crown.
Crayon.
I put syrup on my waffles. I use a towel to dry off.
I'm triggered right now. But anyways, like $50 million you walk away, or you're like that invested in Sour Strips where it's like, no, I want to take this thing all the way to the end?
You know, you kind of got to look at it like we're essentially, right now Sour Strips is doing, I don't know, each month you never know, but like we're doing about $2 million a month. Like last couple months ago, we did almost $3 million. And you got to figure, let's say $500 to $1 million like profit each month almost. Like so recently, yeah. And so if you think about it, like all you have to do is
I don't know what the candy industry would be, but I'm going to assume it's like 15x, 20x, like valuation wise. Well, I don't know what it would be on a candy company, but.
Well, a lot of valuations and what you're worth is going to go off like your EBITDA or your bottom line, right? But when you take in a company that has a brand presence, it gets a lot more complicated than that, because like you look at Sour Strips and it's a very clear, my favorite word, trajectory that, lower the costs, increase the distribution of it, continue what you're doing. It has a very clear path to a significant number. So you really, I think it would do it a disservice to take it off of like 3x your EBITDA, you're only worth like $2 million or something.
But your number right now, would you take the 50 million or be like, no?
I don't think I would take 50 million.
100 million?
I think I'd be interested in 100 million.
Zeros.
I used to say that this is like behind closed doors. I would always think in my head that if someone said, Max, here's $20 million after taxes, fees, M&A, lawyers, whatever, $20 million going in your pocket, I'd walk away.
That's how I know things are good, because me and Max used to work out before Alpha Land was Alpha Land, and Sour Strips, I think you were stressed the fuck out. And there were times you'd be like, if someone offered me 10 right now, I'd walk away. And now we're at 100. Now you're like, I wouldn't even entertain 50.
Well, bro, okay, I'd consider 50. I mean,
I'm just saying, there was a time like when you first started it that you were like, I would take 10, no problem. I remember you saying that, but I think you were also stressed the fuck out. Everything wasn't really flowing. Everyone
wants their company to get really, really big, but like the bigger it gets, all the problems don't just like go up at a consistent pace. They astronomically go up, and the amount of stresses and
your profit margin takes a hit. Everyone thinks like, I'm at 40% profit at $1 million, so we go to 10 million and I make $4 million. But like once you get to $10 million, your profit margin is going to come down considerably as you're hiring different heads. And
all your costs just go through the roof.
So it's like you can get to 100 million a year, but your profit margin can be 10%.
When I said that I would take it, and I was like all stressed, because there's been many times in the company when I literally got down. Now, obviously I could dive into my savings and whatnot and, cash out my
that movement money,
cash out my pathetic Robinhood or something. But like there were times when like the account got down to like $10,000, like less than $10,000. And I'm like, and I have employees, bro. Like no one sees that shit. No one sees like the stresses. Then I get still get yelled at for shit.
All right. So you're cheap. We've talked about this
I'm
before.
no.
How much
I'm
money?
frugal. I'm frugal.
All right, so you made $15 million last year. Let's just assume
It was $18 million.
We'll say 10% to be very nice. You made $1.5 million last year.
Okay.
Whatever. You still don't rent nice cars when you go places. You stay in the Motel 6. You're a cheap human. Even when we go to dinner sometimes, you're like, oh, it's kind of expensive. You're making a lot of money. At what point are you like, fuck it, we're renting the Lambo, we're getting the high rise, we're going all out?
Okay, I can go really deep on this.
Let's keep it high level. We have a lot of topics to hit here.
Okay. I think that let me try my words again.
Yeah.
My growth into wealth was a very slow upward trajectory. Like it was just like a constant climb, right? And yes, when Sour Strips came, and more recently with Sour Strips success, yes, it has a significant rise, but there was never this like one thing, and in 1 year, my wealth just, 10x. Like I didn't have that. So I've always just lived frugally when I was in college. And as I, got older, I just always assumed, I always fear the worst. Like I'm stressed about getting a warehouse because I'm like, what if the company goes under? That's not how you should think. But when I spend money, I also think this money could not be coming in like this anymore. And I just weigh pros and cons. And we had the conversation before of like, when I go to a hotel, I could afford $1,000 a room and it not stress me out at all, not affect my finances. But I told Joe this, when I've gone and stayed at hotels, I will get the room that is $10 cheaper that has 2 queens rather than 1 king if I'm by myself, because I'll save $10. Because I'm like, why wouldn't I? Who cares?
But there's a fine line there.
But when I'm with Taylor, I spend money. When I'm with Taylor, we're going to we're going to Spain a little bit. We're going to San Francisco for a wedding. We're going to fly first class and we're going to have a great time. And I'm staying at the Four Seasons. Like
I would say I'm pretty chill on. I'm not, but sometimes I'm chill. Like I'll stay in a shitty hotel. I don't care. My cars and flying. Like I can't do non-first class. I think I'm too tall. I don't fit. Like we went to Colorado and I couldn't get first class. It wasn't available, and I almost had a panic attack. It's just too.
Here's my thoughts on first class.
Yeah.
Unless you are going on a vacation, like I'm talking like to like the tropics or something, vacation, or
what if you're going to vacation to the mountains?
Sure.
Okay.
Vacation.
Yeah.
Not just like a trip somewhere. There's a difference. Vacation, or you are flying more than 6 hours. Get first class. If you are not,
more than 6 hours.
It is the biggest waste of money to set up first class. What is going on, guys? I am Maxx Chewning, your host. I hope you enjoyed this little clip. If you want to see the full, magical, lovely episode, just click the link down in the description or search Don't Be Sour on your favorite podcast streaming service. And remember, thank you for tuning in.